How bandwidth actually works. When people talk about the internet being fast or slow, they are often talking about bandwidth, even if they don't realize it. Bandwidth is not speed in the way most people imagine it, and it doesn't describe how quickly something moves from one place to another. It describes capacity. More specifically, bandwidth describes how much data can be transferred over a connection during a given amount of time. A useful way to think about it is not as motion, but as space. Imagine a road. The speed limit on that road determines how fast a single car can drive, but the width of the road determines how many cars can travel at the same time. Bandwidth is that width. A narrow road can still allow fast cars, but only a few at once. A wide road can carry many cars simultaneously, even if they all move at the same speed. On the internet, data is broken into small pieces called packets. Every website, video, message, or file is divided into thousands or millions of these packets before being sent. Bandwidth determines how many of those packets can travel through a connection at the same time. It does not determine how fast an individual packet moves. The actual speed of a packet is limited by physics, distance, and the technology being used. Bandwidth only determines how crowded the path can become. This is why a connection can feel fast at one moment and slow at another. If you are the only one using the connection, all available bandwidth is yours. But when multiple devices start sending and receiving data at the same time, they all have to share that capacity. Streaming video, downloading files, video calls, and background updates all compete for the same space. When the demand exceeds the available bandwidth, something has to wait. Packets are delayed. Queues form. The connection feels slow. This slowdown is not because data is moving more slowly, but because too much data is trying to move at once. Bandwidth is also directional. Most internet connections have different capacities for downloading and uploading. Downloading usually has more bandwidth because most users receive more data than they send. Uploading often has less capacity, which is why sending large files or hosting live video can quickly feel restrictive. The unit used to describe bandwidth is bits per second. Not bytes, but bits. When you see numbers like 100 megabits per second, that number describes how much data can pass through the connection every second if the path is fully used. It does not guarantee that you will always experience that rate. Bandwidth is a maximum, not a promise. Another important detail is that bandwidth is shared beyond your home. Your connection does not lead directly to the entire internet. It passes through routers, switches, and shared infrastructure, each with its own capacity limits. At busy times, many users may be drawing from the same pool of bandwidth upstream. This is why internet performance can change depending on the time of day. Bandwidth also does not determine how quickly a connection reacts. That is controlled by latency. Latency describes how long it takes for a packet to travel from sender to receiver and back again. You can have high bandwidth and high latency at the same time, which allows large downloads but makes real-time interactions feel sluggish. You can also have low bandwidth and low latency, which feels responsive but limits how much data can move at once. Modern networks constantly manage bandwidth. Routers prioritize certain types of traffic, such as voice or video calls, to prevent them from being delayed behind large downloads. This doesn't increase bandwidth, but it changes how it is used. The system is always balancing fairness, efficiency, and demand. So when your internet feels slow, it's rarely because bandwidth stopped existing. It's because too many packets are trying to use the same space at the same time. Bandwidth doesn't measure speed. It measures how much can flow together. And that's how bandwidth actually works. Thanks for watching. Did you already know this is how bandwidth works? Or did something surprise you? If there's another everyday system you'd like explained, let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video and the way I explained things, please like and subscribe. This will really help me and the channel to grow. Till next time.